Recording.
Let's go.
What's up, y'all? It's T's Hot Takes Podcast today. I'm here with my buddy Pancho, also known as Abel. How you doing, man?
How we doing, man? Doing good on this beautiful morning. How are you, bro?
Doing beautiful morning. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little tired. I got woken up last night. Dog did something in their kennel. Let's just say I had to take the whole kennel outside and clean it with a fucking with a hose. So it was yeah, it was a great night, bro. Great night. And I drank last night too. So I got woken up like 3 a.m, whining. Oh boy, I was so mad. I didn't go back to bed till like 5 or 6. It was like that.
Oh yeah, one of them long nights.
It was one of those days whenever you got woken up, he was really upset, man.
Oh yeah.
But today we got some interesting topics we got for y'all today in the basketball world. You know, basketball regular season's been starting. We got a lot of crazy games going on. We got a lot of bad teams that you don't expect, and man, I am ready to see how this season shapes up, honestly, because this season feels a lot different than like any regular season for some reason. And I don't know why. It's because like the Warriors are getting old. They're losing their prime. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers, they're LeBron and AD, the Russ. You got all that going on. Like there's just so much news going on with Gobert going to Timberwolves. Like all these big teams just making big switches.
Right. Nah, it's definitely been a crazy start of a season, man. Teams that you don't expect to do good are doing really good. They're looking really good. And then teams that you're just used to doing good, like the Lakers, the Golden State, they're losing that edge, man.
I'm telling you, it just looks a little crazy. Like, I don't know, but I want to talk about our little topics we got for y'all today. Today, we got Ben Simmons is not okay. We got Lakers 0-3 to start the season. We got Klay Thompson, first time ever. We got Pelicans beat the Mavs, and we got a hot take at the end of the podcast. So be sure you guys stay tuned for that. But let's go and hop into this Ben Simmons topic. Ben Simmons sounds off after fouling out for the second time in 3 games. I will admit two of those calls were very questionable given how physical the game was. Ben Simmons explained how frustrating that game was, making multiple quotes on this situation. But I want to talk about what Steve Nash said, his coach. Steve Nash also chimed in on his overall performance as a player right now. He says that he thinks it's just rust and doesn't think Ben Simmons has played a lot of basketball since his injury. 18 months, that's a long period of inactivity for anyone, and that's very difficult. I want to know, what do you think about this overall statement with Ben Simmons not playing as much? I mean, honestly, I would hope that he's still putting in work in the gym and everything, but after seeing with what's going on, you honestly don't know if he was that much. Like, you'd see clips every now and then of him shooting a 3, but you see that every offseason from Ben. You know what I mean?
Right. I think Ben Simmons, I mean, he's still young. He has a lot of time to grow, and still he has potential, but I think he just came into the league overrated. You know, and really? I think that's what kind of got people talking about him, because they expected so much of him when, I mean, he's a good player, but to me personally, I don't think he's as good as people were making him out to be. And now that he hasn't been performing so good, now you got all these people saying this, saying that. You know, I just think he came in overrated to me.
That can definitely be could be agreed upon. You know, I think there definitely was a lot of hype for him. There was a lot of hype for him to be a scorer, a lot of hype for him to be this big guy, you know, in the league, that was going to be something big. But like at the end of the day, he was like a LeBron coming out of the college and stuff like that, really a pass first type of player. He wasn't sitting there trying to score so much, rebound, pass the ball, get his teammates open looks. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying he was LeBron coming out of college or high school or anything like that. He definitely wasn't near what LeBron was, but he was just that pass first type of player. You know, he wasn't trying to score or do anything crazy like that. And
yeah, they just had a lot of expectations on him, man. They thought he was gonna be the next LeBron type thing, when
there was a lot of people saying that. There was.
They're not compatible, man. They're nowhere near the same, you know?
Yeah. Hey, everyone that's listening to the podcast, whoever downloads the podcast, give Abel a big round of applause. I did not give him a script or anything today. He didn't get to go over any of these notes. We just kind of jumped into it. So for him to talk this good about a topic is actually amazing. So good shit going off the top of the head, bro. Also, I want to say we hit big numbers on our last podcast, 35 downloads. That's kind of insane. All of our other podcasts only hit like 12, 6, 4, 5. So I really want to say thank y'all for all the motivation and all the freaking I don't even know what to say, honestly. It's just amazing to see that.
Make sure
But
you go subscribe to this man's YouTube.
yeah,
Focus Trick 7. Go subscribe. If you're not right now, go subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Get that man some more subscribers.
yeah, Focus Shikio 7, and then we got T Hot Takes Podcast. So be sure you guys check out both of them. There'll be links down. We bring out new podcasts every Tuesday. We're gonna start that back up. This will be uploaded on Thursday, sadly, but we are gonna get back into the making of podcasts every Tuesday on the main podcast stations, Apple Podcast, stuff like that. So be sure you guys click, be sure you guys download. It'd be greatly appreciated. But enough sponsorship within our own podcast. Let's go back to Lakers 0-3 to start the season. The Lakers have gotten off to an ugly start this season with having the biggest problem you can possibly have in today's NBA. This team as a whole cannot shoot from behind the arc. And with the game change, it's very important you can shoot. Their best three-point shooter is LeBron James right now, and he's only making 26% of his threes, making only 7 of 27 shots as of October 24th. Russell Westbrook has to do something also. He has to find a way to get space off the ball. The Blazers didn't even guard Westbrook at the three-point line with 4 minutes left and ultimately came back after being down by 8 points when Russ came back in the game. Westbrook has to find a way to be impactful whenever he's on the court and off the ball. If he can't, the Lakers need to trade him, honestly. Like, that's my biggest thing to think about. Like, if you can't have him on the court in the last crunch minutes and he's your best point guard, starting point guard, like, you got to find somewhere where he can be to where he can be impactful, you know? Even if it is having him down there in the block whenever he's a point guard, like, you got to put him somewhere to where they're just not giving you all the space in the world. They're literally guarding 4-on-5 whenever Russ came back in that fourth quarter, dude.
Right. No, man. I've been seeing speculations that they might trade him to Miami for Kyle Lowry.
Really?
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie, I may like that. Let me tell you why. Kyle Lowry, he hasn't done everything that we honestly expected for him as the point guard that we wanted. The first year that he came in, he did pretty good, especially whenever it was in the very beginning. But then it kind of just went up for a little bit, but then it's really went downhill ever since. And that's why we're really using Gabe Vincent a lot now and stuff like that, because Gabe Vincent is just a hound on the fucking defensive end, you know. It's not like he's a great defender at the end of the day, but the dude tries his ass off on the defensive end. I don't know if you watch Miami basketball, but that dude's out there. You can literally see how much effort he puts on the defensive end. And it's just Kyle Lowry. He's still a great basketball player and everything, but I could see Russ fitting with us if Bam was shooting threes and he was shooting them reliable. Jimmy Butler has to make a reliable three. We already have Tyler Hero playing our shooting guard starter, and he's been playing amazing. Loving that, so that's great to see. So I would love to actually see Russ with it because he could really push the pace and everything like that. The only thing I would have to ask from him, you're going to have try on every possession like you did in the past years. You got to let all this stuff go. You got to let all this mind games get out of your head, and you got to get on that floor like you did in OKC, and you just got to play with all your heart. Right. You do that, I'll take you on this team. And you got to find a way to learn when you need to slow down, learn when you need to slow down with the ball so you can stop having so many turnovers. We can't have you as our main point guard having 3 turnovers per game. Well, not more than 3. It's only like 4 to 5, you know, like we need to get you down to 3, honestly. That would be way more respectful of a point guard who handles the ball a lot, you know. That's something you would want.
No, I think it'd be probably good for Kyle Lowry and for Westbrook, just to change the settings, you know, different team could help both of them improve. You know, it'd be crazy to see Kyle Lowry with the Lakers, with LeBron, and, you know.
That would be something interesting to see, actually.
It'd be very interesting, and I think that'd be dope.
And really, I feel like they wouldn't use Kyle Lowry as that big ball handler. They would, obviously, you know, but you still have LeBron, you still have other ball handlers at the end of the day. I really feel like they would want him to shoot that catch and shoot 3, play the defense that he always had, you know, and just go out there and compete and make his open shots, you know. And I think that would actually be a really good fit, honestly. I would be scared with how Russ would fit in with us because, like, that would just be some mixing. But I ain't gonna lie, I really do believe in our coaching staff and our front office. Like, if they think that we can make Russ fit in with this team, I believe in our team that we can make them fit. If they don't, then I don't. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I think they can make it work though, man. I think they'd both be a good fit for either team. I'd like to see Kyle Lowry with the Lakers, man. I think that'd be pretty dope.
I think it would definitely help both players because, like you said, I think it'd be really, really big for Westbrook to get that fresh start somewhere else because, like, he's gotten like Laker hate ever since you could say the first 2 weeks of him being a Laker. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
was already starting and stuff like that, and you hate to see it. You know what I mean? Like, he's playing in such a different role from what he's used to. You got to think he had his best friend, MVP caliber player, the number one guy, just straight up leave. Right. And next, you know, he just got given all this, like, hey, dude, you're going to literally have the ball all the time. Like, you have the opportunity to go average a triple double. Then out of nowhere, you kind of get traded. Like, it wasn't out of nowhere, but it kind of was at the same time. It wasn't very expected for him to go play with James Harden.
And now, I mean, now you see him when he's with the Lakers, he just seems like he's so uncomfortable over there. They go to warm up. He's over there on the corner doing his own thing, not even with the team, and kind of just.
I will admit he has actually had like a lot of those moments where he'll do that. He's done that with OKC where he's kind of just like getting in his own little mindset. I don't know if it's a pregame, but I do realize that they made a big deal of it this time, like the first or second game in the Lakers season. And literally whenever I saw that, I even made a big deal about it, to be honest. But then I remembered, I was like, wait, in OKC, the dude would literally just go stand off in his own little area. During the Rockets, he'd go stand off in his own little area. They would be in the huddle, like talking and stuff like that. He's sitting there getting through like, all right, I'm this guy, like, you know.
That's just how he is, who he is.
Yeah, like, I don't know if it is because he's like, you know, fuck these guys. You know, I don't really like them, you know, but I don't think it is because he's really done that ever since OKC, you know?
I got you.
He's definitely, I don't know. I feel like he cares for his teammates at the end of the day, especially if they have his back.
Right. Everybody pregame's different. Everybody, you know, everybody does different shit starting out the game, get their head right. You know, some people like to be in a huddle. Some people, you might just like to be alone and you know, do his.
I mean, that's how he gets in his mindset. You know, we honestly would never know unless a reporter asked him and he answered, honestly. I'm actually look that up after the podcast, see if anyone's ever asked him that.
Right.
Because I feel like someone had to ask him whenever it was in big speculation after the game, 2 with the Lakers or game 3, wherever they're in a huddle.
Yep.
Because like I saw that video go viral, dude.
And that was literally everywhere.
I was like, wow. I was like, holy shit. Right. But I'm gonna go and hop in this next topic. Anything else you want to say about the Lakers with the 0-3 start? Like any points you want to chime in, maybe?
I hate it, honestly. Lakers is my team, man. I hate
really? It makes sense, you know. But yeah. Miami Heat's my team, man, and I ain't gonna lie, we haven't looked too hot either, you know. So
it's the beginning of the season, though, man. We still got a lot of time.
It is, and I ain't gonna lie, I really do like. I ain't gonna sit here and say that I believe in the Lakers, but I also do at the same time. Like, you do have LeBron, you do have AD, you do have Russell Westbrook. Like, these are 3 great players. If they find a way to make it work at the end of the day, I believe if they actually put in like a lot of work into it, I really feel like they could. Like, those are 3 great players at the end of the day, and you can't take away basketball knowledge at the end of the day as well.
No, you can't. Definitely.
And it's not like LeBron's playing like he's like washed or anything. You know what I mean? Like, this dude's still a great player. You still have AD. You have legit 2 guys on a team that could be top players in today's NBA still and lead you to a championship.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
And normally it takes that 2 with that 3-punch. So if you can make Russ be that 3-punch for you, like that legitimate 3-punch, man, like, I really think they could do it.
Definitely, bro.
But I want to talk about Klay Thompson first time ever. For the first time in NBA basketball, Klay Thompson was ejected from a game. He got ejected yesterday playing against the Suns after picking up 2 consecutive fouls, 2 consecutive technical fouls while getting into it with Devin Booker. You can tell the game last night was not a regular season game at all. Both of these teams were out fighting from tip-off, and it was a great game. The Warriors slowly fall apart after Klay Thompson getting ejected, sadly, in the third quarter. But leading up to that, even throughout the third quarter, kind of as it was going down, it was still a great game. Really, whenever it was that fourth quarter came along, you know, that's whenever the game was kind of like, oh, yeah, you can really see Klay, like, that kind of just ruined the whole game having no Klay, because that
Oh,
can
yeah,
ruin a whole team's mindset, honestly, and like bring a whole different energy.
definitely. Clay's a big part of the team too, man. So I could see where kind of probably mess with them. But I mean, it's crazy, man. He has 759 regular season games and playoffs ejected for the first time. And it was 2 consecutive technical fouls in the third quarter. Like,
For real, like not even 5 minutes apart, not even 5 minutes apart, dude.
back to back. And
They're
then
literally
then once he got ejected, he was walking off to the locker room and he was at the bench. He was like pointing at his fingers, talking about, I got 4.
I
I
got
got
4. Dude, like, because imagine how much that did have to hype up his team, seeing Klay Thompson talking shit to Devin Booker and them just going back and forth. Like, I feel like me as a player, if I'm sitting there watching Klay, Steph, Draymond, all sitting there talking to this guy,
That's going to amp me
what's
up.
up, bro? Like, I'm talking to you too. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're going to have me hype. I'm with my boys. These are my teammates.
Right. They're a team. So obviously the team felt some type of way, but I don't know. I think Devin Booker played it off pretty good. He
He
didn't.
actually really did, honestly. I will say that.
I went to high school with Devin Booker, bro.
Really?
He went to Moss Point High. Yeah. Um, he's just a solid guy, man, and he didn't break character once. He didn't really do too much. Meanwhile, the Golden State, they were taunting him. Then Klay Thompson kept bringing up
Dude.
and he was telling Devin Booker while they were sitting there bumping chests, I got 4 of them. I got 4 of them. How
I
many you
know.
taunting them? And
Did you see whenever Devin was about to take some free throws, Draymond and Steph were literally sitting there talking to Devin Booker, like sitting there like, what? And Draymond was like, how are you gonna do that? Like, how are you gonna do it? He got 4. Like, I saw him do that. I was like, he got 4 now. 4? Like, I was dying. I was like, ain't no way they're really doing this right now. Ultimately, that talking really didn't help him at the end of the day, but it was a great game.
I think it ended 135 to 108 or 137 to 108.
To be honest, can't remember, but it is somewhere around there because I was reading a report around it.
It's pretty good though, man. The Suns, I like the Suns too, man. I think the Suns got a solid team. Chris Paul, D-Book, the rest of the coaching staff. I think the Suns, man, they have potential to take it back to the finals. I think
they definitely do. I agree with you on that. I've typically never been a fan of the Suns. I've never really had a reason to. Like, even right now, I'm not a big fan of Devin Booker. I know he came from Mississippi and everything, Moss Point, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Yo, I knew the dude." Like I didn't know the guy. I didn't even know he came from Mississippi until I learned his rookie season in NBA. They were like came from Moss Point High School. Like I was like, "Oh shit, Moss Point High School." I was like, "That's close by me."
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so I wasn't gonna sit there and just bandwagon and be like, "Oh yeah, this my boy. He's from Mississippi. Like this dude right here, he's gonna be the GOAT." Like, I had mad respect for him at the end of the day. I'm not gonna sit there and lie on that. But my biggest go ahead. I was saying my biggest reason to ever like be a fan of him on the team was really like JaVale McGee, because JaVale McGee, I ain't gonna lie, I laughed at as long as a player, and like I'm not a big ass fan of him, but I do enjoy watching him play whenever he does have those fuck ups, but he also shows really good moments as a player. And like, that's why with JaVale McGee, he's always like a flip of a coin at the end of the day. And I always thought that was so funny. He's either going to play really good or he's going to play really bad, or he's going to play a fucked up, weird version, and you're going to see some Shaq in the full moments. And I just thought it was crazy how he's just king of Shaq a fool, bro. Like, really.
Right. Nah, man. I've never been too fond of the Suns either, but like I said, going to high school with Devin Booker, watching him in the gym, and I was there the whole time he was at Moss Point. So
I know you probably had to see some basketball games he played and shit like that,
You know what I'm saying? So our home games, I was there. So, and he's a stand-up guy, man. He's a solid guy. He still comes back to Mississippi all the time, shows love to Moss Point. He just built a new park out there, and
really,
he's just a solid guy. That's what
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, man. He's just a stand-up guy. He's a solid guy, and he's a good player. You got to give that to him.
He's not a good player. He's a great player, to be honest.
Great with Kentucky. And he didn't even really start, with Kentucky, but he was, when he did get on that field, when he did get on that court, he put up numbers. Yeah, he definitely balled, and I think he was a big part of Kentucky in that run that they had, he's just a good player. He's a and I like Chris Paul too. Chris Paul.
I've always had respect for Chris Paul.
That they didn't win the finals, man. Chris Paul deserved that ring, man. He's been around for so long, man. I hated that. I wanted Chris Paul to get that ring more than anything, you know.
I will say that I agree because, like, seeing Chris Paul play for so long now, just it's crazy to think that he doesn't have a ring with how good the Clippers were and everything. And it's so crazy how much there was a big topic about how the Warriors came out of nowhere and stuff like that, how they weren't supposed to be this team. The Clippers were supposed to be that team. They're the number one team. The next, out of nowhere, the Warriors just emerge and they just start taking over the league.
For the next 5 years.
They just literally swallow the Clippers like franchise up because like that was the biggest talk. Clippers were supposed to be the best. Clippers going to win championships. Clippers going to do this. The next, out of nowhere, just Warriors said, swoop, and just straight up took control, bro.
Literally, bro. They did over everybody, every team. They, for the last 5 years, that's all you heard. Golden State, Golden State, Golden State.
Yeah. I think that's actually insane, to be honest, with what they did, especially getting draft picks to get that team put together.
Right.
That's why I really think that's something. It doesn't take all luck, but it does take a little bit of luck, I believe. But it also does take a lot of time and talent in your front office to be able to build a team like that. Like, I don't think they drafted these 3 players expecting like, hey, this is going to be a dynasty for the years. But I do expect seeing them draft these players, believing in them, because what are you drafting them for? Like believing that they are going to do something. Okay, I got to fix that. Go ahead.
They put a solid team together. They definitely did, man. And the way they did it, it's crazy, man. They, I mean, you won't forget those 5 years, that run. That'll be talked about forever, man. That'll be talked about forever.
It really will. It was something special, and they could still have another year or 2 in them. Honestly, I give them 1 more year, and I really think the next year is going to be like that year where they really fight for the championship, but maybe lose, don't make it to the finals. And then after that, I really think it's like, hey, this is the time this Warriors team is done. Now it's time for Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga.
Getting some new people in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
which they have a really good young core already built.
Right. I mean, I think Jordan Poole, I think he's going to be a big part of the new Golden State,
Oh, definitely. I think he's going to be the number 1 for him. Honestly, that's my opinion. But I saw him make a shot the other day. He like in and out, hezzy backed, and then was driving mid range, just jumped up and shot it over the dude, and nothing but net. I was like, that was literally a work of art. That was beautiful.
He's a really talented player, man. He's cold. I give it to him. Jordan Poole's, just for the time he's been there, man, he's definitely made an impact for sure.
Oh yeah. I'm saying literally, I saw him make a bucket over Damian Lee. That bucket, like he hit bank off the 3-point, but the moves that he did, it was really beautiful seeing like just they showed it in slow motion. And I was just watching. I was like, how talented and like ball crafty you have to be, like to be able to pull off some of these handles that these guys are doing. Like that's actually really hard, especially to carry it and make it look good. Because anyone, like I could go out there and just do it, but is it going to look good? Is it going to look like I'm actually trying to make a move out of that move? No, it's not. It's not at all.
His ball handling skills are pretty impressive, man.
Like whenever you just see Kyrie, Steph, Luka, like
a speed kind of. That's what he reminds me with his ball handling skills, man. He is
kind of crafty like that. Actually, I see what you mean.
Good shooter, good with the ball. He's a pretty solid player,
man. But let's go ahead and hop into this next topic because we did take a good minute on that one, and we kind of went away from the Warriors into the Suns. But hey, podcast, man. We love talking about the NBA. Sure. All right, we got the Pelicans beat the Mavs. The Pelicans beat the Mavs in a shocking win, finishing the game 113-111. The Pelicans didn't have Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, or Abel Jones. The Mavs were expected to come in and win this game easily, but that was not the outcome. If you're the Mavs, are you worried about losing this game, or is it just another loss and you need to move on next? Because me personally, I really think you do have to worry about this game a little bit. I understand it's one game. You're still going up against NBA level competition. The only thing that I don't take away, at least it was 113 and 111. You didn't get blown out. You know what I mean? But they don't have Zion or Brandon Ingram. That's
Right.
really big. And you don't have another starter in Aver Jones.
Right. Imagine had they had those guys, it probably would have been way different. They probably
I'm
could have got
saying could have, but it also could have been a different outcome. And they maybe didn't play that well just that game. You know, like
right.
there's always a lot of things you could say and like think about, but I'm just really thinking about this Mavs team. Like the only thing you really do sit there and be thankful for is that it was a 113 and 111. Because if it was 15 points, 20 points, then I really would I would say you really would have to worry then.
Yeah, for sure. Especially not having those three starters, that would definitely make them worried. I mean, Luka still put up 37 points. Luka did great, honestly. He did he was out there. But
yeah.
they definitely
I saw his stats for the past like 3-4 days or 3-4 games. Like all of them were like 32 points and up, dude. I think he scored in every game so far.
Going crazy. He's been going crazy.
Mad respect to him. Fucking, I've been proud of Tyler Hero, honestly. I want to talk about that real quick. He's like averaging 25 points per game. Shout out to you, Tyler Hero. Good shit. But
cold out there, man. He's looking cold, man. I think it's could be one of his best years yet, bro.
Mm-hmm. But did you put your take in on what do you think about the loss? Like, do you think they just need to move on? Do you think they need to sit down, look at film, and actually break down this game and be like, what the hell happened? Or move on to the next game and be like, hey, we're going to face them again. We'll prepare again.
Well, I think after every loss, you kind of have to look at the film and kind of break down what happened. And especially with this one, them, the Pelicans not having their three starters, that, I mean, like you said, it could have went either way. Maybe them having those three starters there, maybe they could have lost. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it could have went a different route. But I think the Mavericks, I mean, Mark Cuban, I think he's gonna definitely make them reevaluate and take another look at what went wrong, what could have been different, what could have, because I mean that does take a big part too, man. Not having three of your starters and still losing, and again, it was only by 2 points, but it could have been a lot worse had they had those three starters. Who knows how it could have went, And I mean, Zion and Brandon Ingram, Jones. I mean, Jones is their top defensive player. Like, it could have been way different,
Yeah, you're not lying. Hold up. I'm making sure that this is true. I just had some tweet pop up. LeBron James officially announced retirement from professional basketball 1 minute ago.
Damn.
On this podcast live, I literally just got the tweet. That's why I stopped and I was looking at my phone because I literally saw that pop up and I just went and looked up and it's looking like it's real. There's tons of articles about it going off already. Bleacher Reports and they're saying I'm retiring. Like,
damn. And see, we were just talking about the Lakers too. That's crazy for it to happen live on the podcast, man. That's crazy.
It could be fake news. It's Twitter. I don't know about this page.
But you said Bleacher Report.
Yeah, this guy's a journalist, so I'm pretty sure he's not gonna lie. But sometimes they do post the wrong tweets. They get the wrong information. So, but y'all just now announced LeBron's retirement.
Thinking that's a game changer. We're just talking about the Lakers. That'll be a big game changer. They'll have to come up with another plan if LeBron.
What's going on next season? Oh my gosh, bro. And we only got 10 minutes left in this. Like we got 10. Oh my shit.
That's crazy.
All right. We're gonna talk about that actually. We're gonna give our intake. I want to talk about that on the podcast. That's gonna be our hot take. So let's go ahead and talk about our first hot take because I don't feel like this is even as good as what we're about to talk about now. So hot take: Steph Curry or Magic Johnson? Who are you choosing to lead your dynasty and why? Like draft night. It's draft night. Both players are on the board. You got first pick.
Stephen. Me personally,
Steph?
I gotta go.
Why are you taking Steph though?
just all around, man. He's been playing solid the last 6-7 years, man. His ball handling, his threes, he's just a good player overall. You know what I'm saying? Even without Draymond, I think without Klay, I think Steph would prosper. I think Steph is
We've seen him do it.
He's up there, man. Like when you talk about Steph, you're gonna have him up there with the Kobe's and the LeBrons, the Jordans.
You're gonna have him in the top 10 by now.
Oh yeah, he's already in the top 10. But by the time he retires, he's gonna be up there, man. He's put up numbers and he's earned it, man. You know, he's earned it.
Everyone talks about, who's the best point guard, Magic Johnson, Steph Curry. Honestly, I don't think you can make the fair comparison because they played from different eras and everything like that. But my biggest takeaway, I would 100% choose Steph. And the reason why I tell you I choose Steph, playmaking is amazing, ball handling amazing. Magic Johnson, he could play make, he can make passes and assist. But Steph Curry is going to do one thing that no NBA player does better. He's going to change your scheme. And whenever I say change your scheme, your defensive scheme, he's going to change how you have to play defense in a whole different way from any other player. Literally, like GMs have answered this question for years and years and years. Who changes your defensive scheme the most? Who changes? Giannis was like 9%. Steph, 49.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Like Steph, 46%. Like Steph legit is going to change your defense. And whenever you think about it, think about how high this dude can come off a screen and just shoot the ball. Like, I know we have Dame Lillard coming in, but still, they're not running plays like that for Dame Lillard at the end of the day. Really, it's Dame making his own shots, making his own calls like that, I feel like, honestly. Because whenever you watch the game, it's not like they're physically, oh, we want you to shoot it from this far. We're going to make you stretch out this far. Steph, they don't give a fuck. They're like, dude.
Anywhere.
You want to pull, just fucking pull it. Like, we really don't care. We know you're going to make it. Like, go ahead and just shoot, turn around, go to the side, defend. You know what I mean? Like, just.
And that's the thing too, man. They just, they trust him. He as far as offensively, man, he calls the shots. And like you said, he'll make you change your whole defense around.
I'm sorry, but like,
once Steph gets,
go ahead.
You have to change your defensive scheme. You have to do something. You're gonna have to be watching them. You're gonna have to have 2 guys on them. You're gonna have to change your whole defense up once Steph gets out there.
I'm telling you, that's why I was just thinking, like, you build a really good team around Steph that could play off ball, that are shooters and good defenders. I ain't gonna lie. I think Klay Thompson is literally the best 2-man to put right fucking beside him, which is so crazy that he has him. So I would honestly put him there. But you could go get a small forward that plays great off the ball, which is so perfect that they got actually Andrew Wiggins now. Whenever you think about that, holy shit, dude! Like, that's actually one of the best fits you can get because he has played off ball. He has done that for so long. Like, right. He's used to that freaking role. You know what I mean? More than anyone. Like, that's just kind of crazy to think that the team that they built around Steph, like, they really built almost a perfect team around Steph, dude. Like,
yeah, and like I said, man, I'm a Lakers fan. I gotta love Magic, but it's just overall player. Like you said, they played in way different eras, man. NBA is different now than it is back then, So,
and imagine if Steph Curry had a role man that could catch lobs consistently. Throughout the years, that dude really has had a lot of people who could not catch lobs. It would be his shooting guards that could catch lobs or some shit like that. And imagine if he had a center that was legit throwing it down.
Right.
Like, that would have been scary. Imagine pick and rolls then.
Right.
Because whenever he was going on that big big championship wins, it was Andrew Bogut. I know they had JaVale McGee for one of them. Like, and that would just be kind of crazy to think about. But with 5 minutes left, let's go ahead and hop in this topic. LeBron James retirement, dude. Next season's gonna be crazy. I'm pretty sure he's gonna retire this season coming up. I don't think he's just gonna retire and be like, fuck y'all, I'm out of here now. I think that would fuck him up. But this dude was talking about playing with Bronny. This dude's healthy enough to do this. He is.
He's still.
Why is he doing this? Why is he retiring, you think?
Right. I don't know. I think maybe with the start of how the season's going, I think he's kind of been frustrated. I mean, they're 0-3, man. For the Lakers, for that team, it's kind of like, what's going on? I mean, they got beat by the Trailblazers. I know it's definitely probably frustrating for him.
Yeah, it definitely would. And I can understand, like, he's done a lot, you know what I mean? But, like, This means that for a lot of people, if he does retire, he will not become the greatest player of all time. And that's going to be something huge to think about because for a lot of people, it was taking you got to pass Kareem.
Right.
You got to pass Kareem. And everyone was expecting him to do that. But who knows with how this season goes? You don't know if he will do that 100% now. Like, we expect him to at least play another 2-3 seasons.
Right.
So we knew he had that thing bag in the security, like,
right.
I'm thinking, what if he gets traded? Gets traded to a winning team and ends up happy. Do you think he stays?
Possibly.
He gets traded to the Warriors somehow, some fucking way. The Draymond and Jordan Poole shit gets too much.
That would be crazy. LeBron, Steph, Jordan, Draymond, Klay on the team. That would be crazy, man.
I think it would fuck with them for a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. But definitely. I really think they would get it together, especially with LeBron's high-ass IQ and already willing to be a pass-first player. I really think he would legit just take Draymond's role at the end of the day. Set screens, pass it to Steph, rebound the ball, score whenever you're supposed to. And plus, you'd get a better shooter at the end of the day. I know he's having a shooting slump right now, but I mean, it's not the same shooting slump Draymond's had for years. He had that one really good year where he was lighting it up from three-point range, dude. And the next, it was just falling off. But that's so crazy that just happened live on this podcast, bro.
Crazy, man. Hopefully it's not true, man. I'd like to see him play another season too, man.
But I thought he was.
He's getting up there. He's getting to that age. I mean, he's still capable of, playing another few seasons, but he's probably just getting tired of the shit, man.
I'm going to look it up again since it's been a couple minutes now. I'm going to retype because I literally looked this up as soon as I saw that shit pop up. Let's see here. Any articles? What's today? The 22nd. News. 6 days, 3 days, 1 week. See, I don't see anything as of right now.
Today's the 26th.
Yeah, I don't see anything as of right now whenever I'm typing in this news, but it's literally on this dude's page, and he's an actual legit analyst. He's a senior journalist, actually. Not analyst. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, no, that'll be that'll change the game for the Lakers for sure.
That's going to be talked about for the rest of the season if that is true.
And the thing is, what'll be next for LeBron?
Probably working on his kids, getting them to the NBA, honestly. That's what I feel like he would do.
Right.
I don't know. I think – go ahead. What was you saying?
I'm just saying that's crazy. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, to be honest, I was just about to say I think I'm going to wrap the podcast up with that, dude, because, I don't know what else to say. That's just literally mind-blowing because, I really want to read about it, honestly, but there's nothing to read right now except that one little tweet.
Right.
So with that, I'm hoping it's fake, but I'm going to go ahead and start signing off. Thank you again, Abel. And also, I want you guys to also give another big round of applause for Abel, not only for doing all this off script and everything like that, but for secondly, he accepted the offer that I gave him to be the new co-host of this podcast. So thank you, Abel. We'll be seeing you every Tuesday and Thursday now. So that'll be fun. Hope to see you there, man. And yeah, man, be sure you guys just show us tons of support. We appreciate y'all.
Yep. Go subscribe. We appreciate you guys, man. You gotta give it to Focus Tricky, man. Give it the code, man. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe. Both channels, man. We appreciate you guys.
Appreciate that, man. For real. Thank you.